What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Truck Driver Sean YouTube channel. Sorry about that. It's morning, having coffee. So today, be the first time I've had something sent to me from this company. Hopefully not the last. They were super cool to deal with, by the way, and that is Blackstar Amplification. They do their stuff through the U.S. through the Korg U.S. company. They distribute for them, and big shout out to both those companies. One for just being overly kind, and just super sweet people, which is great because as a small channel, you don't really get given opportunities very often. And I did reach out and ask if they had one I could borrow, and literally no one said no. Every once in a while you get lucky. I don't know if I caught everybody on a good day or what, but everybody I interacted with was super great, and I have no complaints. So, the Amp 2 is this bad boy. It's about the size of 3 preamp pedals or 4 regular pedals. It has pretty much everything and anything you would want on it. You know, you have your drive section, your modulation, which covers your flange, your chorus, your phaser, and your tremolo. Yep. My brain isn't so good for a sing in the morning. I'm literally on my first cup of coffee, but I like to do these when I have my coffee because, well, it gives me something to do. Then you have your amplifier, which has 3 voices. You have US, which is based sort of like on a California Tweed. It's more of a clean amp than anything else, but it will get spanky with the drive, but you're not going to get too much more out of it than that. Only problem, or one of the 2 problems I found, is there's no such thing as like a true clean. You get a little bit of grit no matter what and with it, but packing a lot into a little box here. It's still clean, but some people like a pristine clean, and you're not going to get pristine. You're going to get clean, but she's going to have a little bit of snot in it there, just a little bit of, you know what I mean? And you have UK, and you have Classic. I'm going to say the Classic is more like, UK would be an unmodded, straight up JCM 800, and the Classic is going to be more like your single rectifier by Mesa Boogie. It's really good options. Between those 2 and having the drive, you should be able to get pretty much any tone you want to get. You can also choose how it's going to respond as far as tubes. You have 6L6, EL34, and EL84. And then you have your power section. You do 1 watt, 20 watt, 100 watt. And oddly enough, I've already played this, by the way. I know usually the first time I play it, but there's a lot on it. And this video would be like 6 days long if I was to, because I spent 6 hours messing with it. I had so much fun. The different power sections on it, the 1 watt, the 20 watt, and the 100 watt, give you a completely different headroom sound on it, which most of these never do. It's just, it gives you more wattage, but the sound really never changes. This is sort of like if you have a tube amp and you have one that you can change the power settings on. It's pretty phenomenal how that behaves. I was very impressed. All right, you have your delay, which the delay is, they tried to cover everything on it, so you're gonna get like your old-fashioned tape echo. You're gonna get your kind of like your digital-esque demo, and you're also gonna get a shimmer delay, which is, it doesn't have enough shimmer for me, but it has just enough shimmer that makes it very interesting and fun to play with. And then the reverb, you have your normal reverb, like, I don't know, guilty pleasures. You got room, you got spring, and plate. I don't know why I couldn't remember plate. And you have a tap tempo button. You also have a tuner. If you press these 2 together, you can tune. You have independent controls for all the actual physical sections. Like you have one for the drive, you have one for your mode, you have one for your delay, you have one for your reverb. Okay? Only thing you don't have is one that will change your flavors. But you can save presets on this. So I don't know exactly how that works because I didn't get that far into it, because when I don't own something, I don't save anything on them because, well, I don't know. I hate it when people do it when I have them. So on the back, you have a cornucopia of things on there. You have your in and out for your effects loop, your in and out for your guitars. So you can use this with an existing amp. Like say you have a solid state that you just don't like, or you have just want to add extra stuff to your tube amp. You got it on this. This is kind of like one of those things, other than it's a little bigger than the last couple I've done, you could gig with this. Like legit, you could rock a house with, you know, I'd say at least a shed with it and do it pretty comfortably with having nothing but just this. It's kind of like the analog version of a Kemper, but you're stuck with Blackstar amps, which aren't horrible. One of the best Blackstars I ever played was, what's that guy's name? It was Gus G. Yeah. I think it was called like the Firestar or something like that. I don't know. But it was a phenomenal amp. Really, really good. Alright, I digress. Alright, over here you have 3 preloaded cab impulses. If you want to run this direct out to front of house, you want to use it for a recording interface. They're based on 3 Blackstar cabinets, I believe. A 1x12, 2x12, and a 4x12. Probably all celestial load, I imagine, because it's there, you know, from over there. You have a level for your line out. You have a line out for headphones. You also have a balanced line out. Over here you have MIDI in and out, and they give you the MIDI conversions because it goes in with one of these, comes out one of those. So no fret, they give you everything you need to hook it up. And you have 2 spots on here. One of my favorite things. I wish more people would do this. You can power your own effects, up to 2 of them, with this. No more carrying around power supply or anything. So, yeah, which brings me to the one thing that I don't like about this. They missed one thing. When you're playing with the high gain, it becomes really apparent you need an... I know I just heard all you go, noise gate. He didn't mention a noise gate. You need a noise gate. Yes, you do. She hisses and pisses and makes all kinds of noise. You need a noise gate. So, other than needing a noise gate, which most of us have anyway, but if you're like a kid jamming in your bedroom, you're like, I can get a whole amp, like, especially like if you're in a dorm or whatever. Just when you buy this, you can go on Amazon and buy a noise gate for like $30. You don't need a fancy one, and you just need to run it through the effects loop because it just needs to be quieted down a little bit. It's not bad, believe it or not. The noise gate I got out, I have it on, turned it halfway up. It's on the soft clip, so it's not even really working that hard, but it needs to be there, and I'll show you that when I get to playing, which we're going to do here in a minute. But just so you know, I got this awesome little bag of stuff right here. Now, I know I look like I'm 5'6" and weigh 105 pounds in these videos. These are fake. Yeah. So, I'm a large, just so you know. The kind folks at Korg put me together a little care package from Blackstar, and they sent me a large t-shirt, which I can't wear, so I'm going to give that to one of you guys that can wear a large, okay? So if you're a guy like me, you like donuts, and you take long walks with only one reason to walk a long ways when you could drive for Cheetos or something, it's not going to fit you, okay? We're a different breed of human. But you guys that can wear a large, it's up for grabs, man. There's some stickers in there. I think that's it. The stickers in the shirt, right? Yep. Stickers in the shirt. But I will say this is pretty cool, man. Got this handwritten, which is awesome. A lot of companies just have a little printed out thing, and it's not very personal. By the way, this person has awesome handwriting. Don't know who did it. It says the Blackstar team, but it's one person's handwriting, not a team's. But whoever wrote this, you have amazing penmanship. Never ever see amazing penmanship anymore. Everybody writes like their drunken uncle at this point. But that is amazing. So I'm going to say whoever wrote this is probably in their 40s. And it's awesome to get a nice little personal note from people when they send you something, because really at the end of the day, they're sending something to me for me to try. And they don't make anything on it, really. I mean, if I had like 1 million subscribers and 20,000 people bought it, oh yeah, it's worth the money all day long. But I have just shy of 6,000 subscribers, and they might sell too. So, not a very big profit margin. So, huge thanks out to Blackstar and Korg for just being super kind. It's nice to know that a company will help and support a smaller content creator, especially one that does. I do it as a hobby. This is not my job. I actually drive a truck. Hence how I got the name. Thanks, Gino. Can't believe that thing is stuck now for 12 years. I've been truck driver shop for 12 years. Oh, that's embarrassing. But yeah, anyhow, we're going to have another sip of coffee, and I'm going to hook that up. If you want that shirt, literally, I'm going to make it easy on you. I'm not going to make you jump through hoops. Just contact me on my Instagram. Say, hey, Tubby. You don't have to call me Tubby if you don't want to. But if you do, I will giggle. Just say, hey, I caught your video on YouTube, and I would love to have that shirt and the stickies, and I will just send it to you. It won't cost you anything. I'll pay the shipping and everything. It just get sent to you. All right? Very cool. So we're going to put this on the Whirly Whirl, give you a good look at it. And while that's spinning around and you're watching it, I'm going to spend a little time hooking it up to, it's going to run it literally. It's going directly into my Arachnid 2x12 cab. And it's mic'd up with a Sennheiser E609. And I'm going to use my my Tremonti, my PRS Tremonti Wood Library. That's what I'm gonna rock today. All right. So yeah, enjoy the footage while I hook this stuff up, and I might even finish my whole cup before I come back, because you never know how long I was gone for. Yeah, it's that pause button magic. All right, enjoy the footage. Alright, so we are back. I have everything all hooked up, and what I'm going to do is everything is at noontime, okay? So we're going to, whoops, drive button got hit on. Alright, so everything's at noontime. What we're going to do is just going to listen to what everything sounds like just at noontime real quick. Alright, so this is what they call the USA. So as you can tell, there's a little bit of grit in there. It's not very clean, but also I have the gain at 50%. But what we'll do is I will turn this back just to show you that even with the gain turned back, it still is a little gritty. Alright, so get that back up to the gain to 50%. We're going to go down to the UK setting. Alright, as you can tell, she's got a little bit of a different sound there, yeah? So now we'll go down to the, whoops, a big old Jimmy Dean sausage fingers. I have a hard time getting in that little gap there. Now we're down onto the classic. Alright, as you can tell, 3 completely different voices. So we're going to turn on the overdrive now. And I'm going to show you why I think this needs a noise gate. It's going to be super duper apparent why it needs one, because we're not even really pushing any gain. Really not compared to what we normally push. So let's go all the way back up to the USA amp. And this is what we get. And now we're down to the UK. And here we go. And then down to the classic. As you can tell, we just picked up a ton of noise. Alright, so everything on Noontime, that actually sounds really good. Only difference is about it being awesome is the noise. So to the noise gate, and we'll just bye-bye noise. Well, that's unfortunate. How'd that happen? Oh. $10 as I got the noise gate hooked up backwards. Yep. Oops. I'm stupid. So when I tell you guys that I don't edit, there's your proof. Dumbass had to fix the noise gate. So as you can tell, I got the noise gate on. Right about there. halfway up. Takes care of that noise floor. It's a simple $30 Rowan noise gate off from Amazon. And if you can buy one for $30, they probably could have put one in here for $1. And it would have been really nice to have one, at least for the effects loop. You know, just to keep it quiet. It's my biggest gripe about this, but then again, a $30 noise gate, that most of us have a noise gate anyway. I mean, shit, I got a whole slew of them. But it would have been nice to have it in it so I wouldn't have to take anything. I literally do not need to hook nothing up to this except for a noise gate to be completely happy. So let's just play around, get it like a super kick-ass rock and roll tone. think we can agree that's a pretty rock solid tone right there, and it didn't really take me that long. I know a lot of you guys probably like, what do you mean it didn't take you that long? You were on that for a minute. Alright, so we're going to go down. We're going to go to the classic, which obviously needs a little bit more noise gate. There we go. Oh, shit. Alright, so let's just see if we can just leave it where it is and have a good metal tone. If not, I'll dial it in. So with minimal effort and maximum gain. Actually, the funny part is, this is not maximum gain. I am literally just a little over halfway on the gain and halfway on the drive. It's got more gain than you would ever possibly need. So now we're going to check the different voices. Right now we're on the 6L6. So we're going to start on the 6L6 and then the EL34 and then the EL84. Here we go. I'm a 6L6 guy myself, so I kind of let it rock right there. Just to show you like the different space and headroom, obviously we're going to lose a ton of volume, and it just happens. So right now we're on 100, we're going to go to 20 and then 1. Alright, that covers us on the gain tip. Now we have effects. Now I'm not big on effects, so you have to excuse me for being really, really extra dum-dum when it comes to this. So the first one we have is the modulation. And with the toggle all the way up, we have chorus and flanger. And then in the middle is tremolo. And then on the bottom is phaser. So yeah, let's everything's on the middle. Let's just turn it on, see where we're at. Down here it will tell you. Usually, what did I do wrong? There we go. So can't really hear any difference right now. So it's I guess the level would be okay. Yeah. So modulation level is right there. So depth. Okay, the depth will be your flanger. That will go through your chorus, then up to your flanger. So let's just monkey with this. ring mic off. All right, we'll go through that again. By the way, that would make Zach Wild pretty happy. All right, if we go past the halfway point, now we're going to be into the flanger. All right. Alright, so as you can tell, the effects are exactly what they are. And probably should have put it on the clean just to give you a much better representation of it. Let's turn the mod off. We'll go to delay. Whoa, almost pushed the thing right off the damn shelf. Why you gotta be so mean, man? Jesus. Hell. There we go. Let's play with some delay. Okay, that's on the shimmer. I didn't even think to play around with the other modulations. I kind of screwed that up. I didn't do anything with the tremolo or the phaser. I went right to the delay. So that was the shimmer. So let's do the analog. Then we'll go back to the modulation just because I screwed that up. All right, here's analog. know. That was pretty gnarly, man. The next one is linear. Let's see what linear is. Yeah, it delays, 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 delays. Oh, back to the modulation. So we had we gotta go to tremolo. Yeah, tremolo. As you can see, the screen here says mod tremolo. Here we go. I'll never understand that effect, so I'm bailing on that shit because it just is stupid. It's just not for me. Let's go to the phaser. The phaser phases. It sounds pretty good for an onboard one. All right, let's play with some reverb. This is like a long video, but Jesus, a whole lot of shit in here to go over. So, okay. Turn the reverb on. Right now we are all the way up on the room. Everything's in the metal. Yeah, she's reverby. Next one is Spring. All right, here we go. All right, and then the final one is Plate. All right, that is pretty much a lot. That is a lot. A lot. Like I said, you can literally, everybody has their own flavor, their own sauce. You can add your own preamps to it if you want to, if you needed to go there. But honestly, I think with the three voices they have, whether you're playing blues, you're playing country, you're playing rock, you're playing metal, you're playing arena rock, you're playing pop rock, you're playing punk rock, you're playing punk, you're playing crust, you're playing death, you can do it with this. It pretty much, with all, you got option paralysis. You can, like I said, I got lost in this thing for hours. Just tons and tons and tons of epic proportions of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. The only stuff they didn't put in it was a freaking noise gate. Yes, I will bitch about that to infinity and beyond, because without the noise gate, it is pretty freaking loud. And I didn't push nothing. This thing gets fucking crazy. Like, excuse my language. I'm trying not to swear so much in my videos. I know some of you like it, like, oh, you're like a real guy. Yeah, but when you're doing something for a company, you really shouldn't, yeah. Shouldn't have the potty mouth. But yeah, it's fantastic. And the fan turned on only once. And this is the first unit. I've played a lot of units that have the internal fans, and you can always hear them turn on. This one here, if I didn't see the thing spinning, I would have never known it was on. You cannot, it's spinning right now, and you cannot hear it through the signal. That's pretty impressive. Whatever they've done with that, because like, case in point, we all know why I got rid of the Seymour Duncan power stage, because when that fan come on, it just fucked, I wasn't going to swear, kept messing your sound up, man. It was horrible. But yeah, this thing is worth the bank. I think they're $800 US. But really, you get a 100-watt amp. It sounds phenomenal. And you can tour with this. It's built rugged. It's steel encased. Runs just off your amp power supply. Like the same thing you plug on the back of the amp, you plug into the back of this. And literally, there's nothing going on. I don't use a computer or nothing. I'm literally, my whole entire chain, Captain Fat Ass, that would be me. The dude with the bitch tits, right? My Paul Reed Smith, Mark Tremonti wood library, that is going into the Amp 2 by Blackstar Amplification. The only thing I have going into this is the $30 Rowan noise gate, because it needs a noise gate. Amp 3, keep that in mind, alright? Or Amp 2 point, sorry we forgot the noise gate. That edition. Going into my 2x12 Arachnid cab. And yes, I will talk about that cab or that Arachnid cab every single time, because that is all I am using now. Except for when I go in the truck, I'll be using a shitty PV 1x12 cab. But I am taking this in the truck, and every day I'm going to try to shoot a video with it, whether it's just playing some Metallica riffs or something, or just jamming, to test it in the real world applications, right? Is it practical? Will it work as like a true travel rig? We'll find out. That's the part that usually scares companies when they send me something. So I'm going to take this shit in the truck, and I am going to test it. If it falls apart and it goes to shit, well, you're going to know. Unfortunately, you're going to know. Yeah, doesn't make me very many friends, but they seem pretty okay with me taking it in the truck, and they're like, yeah, go for it. Test that thing. That I love, because that means they're confident that this thing's going to do really well. That says a lot for a company. When they're confident enough to hand me something to take trucking. Trucking is not easy on anything. I mean, look what it did to me. I used to weigh 112 pounds. I was nothing but nuts and dong, and look what trucking did to me in a couple of years. Yeah. Now I look like Jabba the Hutt. Jokes, folks. I was never 100-something pounds with... Jesus. I look sick as hell. Not sick like in a good way either. Like sick like, get that boy some help. Yeah. But anyway. Oh, shit. Sennheiser A609 is the mic that's hooked up to the Arachnid cab. That plugs directly into this camera right here. This is a Zoom Q8N. Yeah, Q8N. Right there. This records everything right onto the camera. You plug the XLR, plink, right into the side of it, and it just records it. It's magic. And it puts it on this little SD card. And then I grab the little SD card reader for the Samsung, plug it into my phone, and then plug the SD card in, and I take it directly off this, and that's what you're watching. Okay? There's no craziness going on except for outside that door right there. There's a really unhappy baby because he just found out his parents are home. He don't like his parents. It happens. We had him all night. Dude was awesome. He's a good baby. Although they say he's a menace. He was a good baby. Anyhow, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're still here after this long-winded thing that's gone on, long-winded is the correct way to put it. I don't make short videos, folks, but hey, I missed my goal in 2022, and that was to get to 6,000 subscribers. Almost made it, came close. I was 125 short. So this year I'm going to try to get to 7,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. So I have a little makeup to do from 2022. So I know this is a hobby, but still, you need to have numbers if you want companies to work with you. It is odd that a company as big as Blackstar was like, yeah, get a hold of the Korg people in the United States, and they'll hook you right up. And they didn't really ask many questions. They were awesome to deal with. I cannot say enough good things about Blackstar and Korg. They were phenomenal. I've dealt with a lot of companies, a lot of the bigger companies, and they by far, I mean by far, were super pleasant, like by droves compared to the rest. It's usually like pulling teeth, or you gotta shake hands with the devil or something, and literally they're just like, hey, yeah, no problem, we'll send that right out to you. You know, you got 30 days to tinker with it, and then if you don't, you know, we'll sell it to you at a cheaper price for doing the video, or you can just send it back. So I don't have any commitment other than I'm supposed to make a video with it. I'm gonna make a shit ton of videos with it because I just did the full review of it, except for the computer stuff, because I'm old and don't do computers. I have to mess with them a little bit at work, and I get paid to do that. I don't get paid to do this. So this is just gonna be what I want to do because I'm having fun. And this is an awesome piece of kit. It just is. For $800, you are getting a shit ton of stuff. You're getting basically an amp that has 3 different voices, and an overdrive that does boost and fuzz, which I didn't even go over the boost and fuzz. Those toggles are really confusing, man. Y'all want to hear that, don't you? Fuck it. Here we go. Let's turn the reverb off. Can't believe I forgot that. There we go. All right. So we have it on the drive now. Let's just put it. We'll just turn it off. All right, and then we'll put it up on the boost. Okay. Let's see what happens. I can't believe I forgot that. Now we're back to the drive. Yeah, that's loud. I have everything right cranked, by the way. Now, fuck fuzz. Hate fuzz. Here we go. That's it for fuzz. I hate fuzz. Sorry, folks. It has a fuzz. I still don't like fuzz. Alright, so anyway, this thing is just phenomenal, and I'm sorry there's things I skipped and had to go back to, but you know what? This is how I do my reviews, because I plugged it in just to see what things kind of did, and at the end of the day, I really didn't dive as deep as I did just now. I will say that the actual effects, when it's on the clean, really do shine. I know it didn't seem that way on the... Yeah, I can already hear it. I already hear it. Y'all gonna fucking complain about it, ain't you? Alright, yeah, I might as well do it, because if not, I'm gonna get a message about it, so... Alright. You win. Let's tinker. think I covered everything now. Jesus. I literally could sit here and monkey with this thing for hours and really tie up a lot of your time, which I imagine hardly nobody's still sitting here. But still. Again, please subscribe and like, share, all that happy jizness, business, whatever you want to call it. And definitely, if you have a chance to check one of these out, whether you're at Sweetwater, your Guitar Center, your local shop, if they carry Blackstar, see if they have one of these out on display and try it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at all the craziness this thing can do. I mean, they give you a crap ton for $800. Like, really, it is stacked. It's probably one of the best pedalboard amps that I have ever played. It sounds good. It's intuitive. You can get almost any sound you want out of it. Of course, a better player could definitely show you a much better array of things than I did, but it's just a super cool thing. And I cannot thank Blackstar and Korg USA for sending me this to check out. And yeah, you're seeing this, it's Monday. Follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, and every day you'll see a video with this. I don't usually put them on Facebook. I mean on YouTube. I might on Shorts maybe. But yeah, check this thing out. I mean, it's worth checking out for sure. If anything, it's worth checking out. Hell, there's way worse options for $800. Like way worse. This thing is a diamond in a crowd full of just cash grabs, really. At the end of the day, a lot of these things, that's what they are. They're just a cash grab. But this thing actually does stuff, and it works really well. I'd feel confident if I was like in an opening band or something and I had to set up and tear down like really quick. I'd feel 100% confident using this to play a live gig and up to a shed. I mean, if you're in a stadium, you really should be using like, the big boy toys. But sheds and under, you could use this thing. And it will fit right in the pouch of your gig bag. You literally, if you're a one guitar guy, you can walk into the venue with nothing more than your gig bag, and you got everything you need, and you'd be set up in less than 5 minutes, rocking and rolling, right? Like a freight train, man. Yeah. Color me impressed. This is really good. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. My name is Truck Driver Sean, because I drive a truck. That's what I do for a living. I do not do YouTube for a living. I do YouTube as a hobby, because I don't drink and do drugs, and I've got a pretty decent woman in tow, so I don't need to womanize. So to keep from being bored as a 48-year-old douchebag, this is what I do. All right. Thank you again for tuning in. And please, keep music evil, bring metal to the children, don't be a dick, subscribe to my shit, and check out Blackstar. This is amazing. It kind of makes me want to check out some of the new Blackstar stuff, because I had some of the stuff back in the day, and it was okay. I don't know if I think differently now, because I have a lot more experience tinkering with gear. If I can make them sound better, I don't know. It's a little late for that, but this is really good. And like I said, I don't edit nothing on the computer and stuff, so what you're hearing is what this thing does. There's no faking it. It just does it. Yeah, and if you're new to my channel and you just like, did I just sit through like a half hour, 45 minutes of this fat idiot talking, playing stupid riffs over and over? Yeah, you did. Joke's on both of us, trust me. Alrighty, very cool. Thanks, everybody. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget, first person in the comments section. And yes, all comments are time-stamped, and if you're trying to do it in a shady way, no, it's not, and you screwed yourself. So, first person to leave the comments like, hey, I'll take that large shirt off your hands. I'll have you get a hold of me on either Instagram or Facebook, and we'll get your address and get you sorted out. All right? Later, folks. Seriously. Hope to see you in the next video. It's kind of a banger. You know what I'm saying? All right. Later, man. Ciao.